Welcome to my Senator Babet Political Hulk series. I'm Dr. J.W. Ayub. This is episode 6, When Convenience Became Control. Viewers, freedom rarely disappears overnight. Sometimes it arrives wrapped in convenience, a faster payment, an easier system, a safer future. But what happens when convenience begins setting the conditions for freedom?
And you can power millions of homes without damaging our prime agricultural land that we used to grow food with turbines and panels. You know, and I just found out yesterday that our Prime Minister has done a deal to sell our cheap uranium to India, right? So they can benefit from cheap energy, from cheap, reliable power, but we can't. It's crazy. But the government refuses to have that same conversation right here in Australia because ideology matters more than common sense, unfortunately. You know, this globalist agenda, and this part's going to be important, this globalist agenda is pushing us towards a financial system built on digital ID, cashless payments, and eventually something we call a central bank digital currency, a CBDC. Make no mistake, a cashless society will become a digital cage. Who's heard of CBDCs? Anyone? A few of you have. Now, a CBDC, central bank digital currency, it'd be easy to think of it as just like money on your phone. You know, you tap your phone, you go places, you tap your phone, your Commonwealth, Westpac, whatever, you pay for your thing and then you head off. Kind of like that, but not really. Depending on how the CBDC is designed, it could become programmable money, okay? Money that can be tracked, restricted, switched off, or turned into what is essentially a government voucher. Think of it like a government voucher, okay? They'll tell you, when the time comes, they will tell you it's about convenience. It's about making your life easier. You know what they like to do? They do a few things. They'll say, oh, convenience, or it's about safety, or don't you care about the children, or it's the same playbook every time. It's so repetitive. They'll tell you when the time comes, and don't forget this speech right now. In 5 years or in 7 years or in 10 years, whenever it comes, it's about convenience. Don't you want a central bank digital currency? Don't you also want to tap your phone and do your payments, okay? But once cash is gone, it's what they're trying to do, trying to get rid of cash. Once cash is gone, privacy is gone as well. Conditional. It will happen. What happens when you criticize government policy? It can freeze your accounts. It's already happened overseas in the UK, but just freeze your accounts. What happens when eventually they introduce a carbon quota? It is going to happen. The government's not talking about it now. The politicians aren't talking about it now, but your globalist think tanks are, okay? So what happens when you criticize the government policy? Guess what? They'll freeze your account.
Viewers, this chapter is concerned about increasing digital control over financial life. The speech argues that systems such as digital identity, cashless payments, and central bank digital currencies could, depending on how they are implemented, expand the state's ability to monitor or restrict economic activity. It contends that convenience should never replace personal liberty and draws on biblical imagery to warn against systems that combine economic participation with compulsory compliance. The chapter concludes by arguing that preserving freedom ultimately begins not with technology or politics, but with strong families and enduring cultural values.
Very easy too. They'll just freeze your account because you're linked to your digital ID. What happens when they introduce the carbon quota? It's coming. They've talked about this at the globalist think tank level, so it'll filter through to the government soon. Your digital money can just reject the purchase at the servo or reject the purchase at the butcher. Maybe you travel too far. Maybe you've eaten too much red meat this week. This is what's coming. If you don't possess the freedom to buy and sell without the state watching you, you are not a free citizen. You are a slave to the system. That's what you are. Now, the Bible warns of this. It's in the Bible. It warns of an end-time system in which people are prevented from buying or selling unless they submit to the mark of the beast. Okay? Revelation 13, it describes a coercive power that demands allegiance and uses economic exclusion as a weapon. It's in there, look it up. Now, whether you want to interpret that, I don't know, symbolically, spiritually, or literally, there is a clear warning in there. A system that can control whether you may buy or sell is not merely financial. It is a system of domination. It's what it is. It's why, Christians, I'm assuming most of you are Christians, why Christians should be deeply suspicious of any future where cash is abolished, where digital ID becomes compulsory. It's coming, where digital ID becomes compulsory, and access to the economy depends on compliance with the state. How many of you here knew about digital ID? Quite a few of you. Yeah, so at the moment it's voluntary, but you know how these things go. It's voluntary for now, and in 5 years, hey, guess what? You can't do this or that or whatever else without it. And all of a sudden it's not voluntary, okay? Here's what happens. If we're serious about stopping Western decline, if we're serious about it, and I think most of you are because you're here, we must start where civilization begins, okay? Not in Parliament House, but in the home, at the family dinner table. That's where it starts. You know what? The family is older than any parliament. Any parliament. It's older than the Australian Constitution. It's older than common law. It's older than...
Viewers, every generation must decide whether it will trade liberty for convenience, because freedom surrendered gradually is rarely noticed until it's missed. In Senator Babet's next episode, he'll speak on when the family became the last foundation of civilization.